Happy Friday, Anthony Vlogs. Thank you for joining the vlogs. We have a little guest speaker here. We're going to get and invite him. We have our podcast, and hope you guys are having a lovely Friday on this Memorial Day Friday. He's going to be joining us in a second, and yeah, I'll have him introduce himself to you guys. And there he is. Hey, what's up, Chief Joy? How are you doing today?
What's going on, guys? I'm doing all right.
Good, good. All right, give us a little intro about who you are, where you're from, what you're doing now, and what do you plan to do, and stuff like that.
So, I'm actually a college student at Michigan State, but I did get my certification a year and a half ago. So, I've been working in the fitness industry for a little bit, and I also competed when I was 17 back in high school. So, I have some experience with that, and I'm going for my exercise science degree right now. So, we'll see what happens. Going forward, hopefully I'll get my degree and keep pursuing what I do and what I love.
Yeah, totally. Like exercise science, it's a good thing. You know, you can pretty much train off the bat without even needing your ACE and stuff. Yeah, what are your plans for this Memorial Day? You know, how are you going to handle this? Are you going to drink? Or what are your some
So yeah,
advice for your peers out there?
yeah, it's coming with that coming up. You got to kind of plan for it. There's ways where you can find balance in your life, and a great way to do that is by going out while having fun, but you still gotta keep everything in check. So coming up to Memorial Day, what I'll do is I'll probably intermittent fast because I like keeping like a lean body like throughout the years. But yeah, I'll probably do an intermittent fasting. I know it's not the healthiest like option to do because it's actually your body can produce muscle protein synthesis 5 times a day, but you're not utilizing that. But at least you're not getting all the calories that you would have been if you drank and had all your meals in the day before. So that's what I'm planning on doing.
Yeah, tell us a little bit how intermittent fasting, like what's the science on that? Like how does one, so let's say, you know, Mary down the street's like, hey, I want to interfast. How would you advise her to do that?
So intermittent fasting is helpful to use if someone's struggling with like a binge eating disorder, but it's actually not the best way to approach.
Well, what is it? What is it? Explain to the
Oh,
audience. What is
yeah,
it?
intermittent fasting. It starts with skipping most of your meals, like let's say for 16 hours, and then eating in like a given certain period window. And this is to increase growth hormone and like boost your metabolism. And that's the science behind it. But intermittent fasting for me, I'd say it's only used for it's only good if you're struggling with like binge eating disorders. So because of that, muscle protein synthesis, it occurs 5 times a day, and you're not utilizing that if you're
Yeah.
doing it fast. So I usually don't recommend clients to do that actually. So
Yeah, but that's what you're doing personally for this Memorial Day.
yeah,
So like when you're doing a 16-hour fast, so you sleep at 10, you won't eat your meal till like 5 p.m. or something, or how does that
yeah.
work for you? Yeah, so pretty much until the Memorial Day party, until the barbecue and ribs
Yeah.
and
I'll like chew gum or like drink caffeine, see what happens with that. Caffeine definitely suppresses your appetite, so that'll help me get through like the intermittent fasting part. And then around 5 p.m. I'll eat like a good meal and then probably have fun after that. And it's the amount of total calories that matter. I'll prioritize protein.
yeah, so macros in, macros out, and then you're still hitting your macros. Are you gonna go in surplus for the macros that day?
The only thing I'm concerned about is hitting protein. So I mean,
Okay.
because the fats and carbs are going to come from the alcohol itself. So,
Right,
um,
right. So you are going to be just hitting it from the all that, and then yeah, I think alcohol should be about 200 for 8 ounce, 200 calories, and then yeah, just
yeah,
kind of do the math. So basically, you're saying stay within your macro, don't go twice your macro.
that's
And by
exactly.
yeah, and to the audience out there, a macro is basically your protein, your carb, and fat intake for you to maintain weight. You go 400 above that, you bulk, and then 400 below is cutting. And you said tell us more. You said you are in a bulking phase right now, right? You're bulking to.
Yeah. So I did actually want to put on some size. I still been tracking macros, like eating healthy, and yeah, I just want to put on some strength because the more weight you have, you can actually your fat actually acts as a spring, if you didn't know that. But you can actually be a lot stronger when you're heavier with the same amount of muscle versus when you're lean. So I did want to compete in powerlifting soon, so I'm going for that now. I'm putting on weight, putting on size, or not necessarily size in a matter of muscle, but putting on strength for sure.
Yeah. No, that's good shit. I didn't know that you were going powerlifting. So yeah, it's quite the opposite of men's physique, and
Hmm.
it's still the same concept. You know, you succeed in men's physique, you succeed also in powerlifting. Hey, what's up, Kella Fitness? We were just viewing your video. I remember I showed you her. She's the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She's
Fun.
now watching us live. We're talking about, or we're doing our weekly podcast with um, Chief Choi here, and we're talking about weight loss, hypertrophy training, dieting, and hey, welcome Sal Formula. Yeah, but yeah, let's talk more about your philosophy. How does one? What was competing like for you? Hey, what's up, Michelle? And tell us about your experience. Do you recommend it to others? Because I mean, competing in general, it doesn't have to be men's physique, but now you're powerlifting. It kind of gives you more of a purpose because you're a college student. How does that? Okay, well, yeah, you were in high school even. So how does high school balance into men's physique? Now you're in college. How does that balance into competing men's physique? Just showing up to support you guys. Yes, thank you for the support. Woo. Yeah.
Um, yeah, adding on to what you said, definitely it was a big decision that I didn't anticipate. Like it took a much bigger toll than I would have liked, and now I have greater respect for the sport once I actually been through it, like the process. But I basically gave up a lot of my social life to get to school, and like competing is definitely not for everyone. It's for the ones who really want to challenge themselves and really want to be in this industry and just put your body through like a lot of like stress factors that you never thought would be possible, and then you achieve this look for 15 seconds on stage, and I mean that's like what I mean that's the best part about it.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I love how you mentioned social circles and stuff. So, a lot of the times, the easiest way to eat healthy is to stay away from people who eat a lot of junk.
Hmm.
Because many times your friends like, hey, let's have lunch, and then they're out eating unhealthy stuff. So, like, who you surround yourself with, I think that's the first step if you want easy fat loss. And then the next step is just, combating that cravings and stuff.
Right.
And yeah, like I said, the 15 seconds, I think I made that post about that. You work so hard, 3 month prep, it's easily 7 grand. Uh, and yeah, you're just there for 15 seconds. But the philosophy, it's definitely going to change your life, the stress. Because many times mid prep, I wanted to quit, but I'm like, shit, I'm already too deep. You can't
Yeah.
really quit halfway through the prep. And your coaches are expecting a lot from you and all that. Okay, so here you talk about hypertrophy training and dieting and nutrition. So let's head on to all that. You hit a little bit on weight loss, but yeah, actually, let's start from the top: weight loss, hypertrophy training, and then the last bit is dieting and nutrition. So, what are some of your weight loss tips you can give to everyone out there?
Yeah, well, so I actually struggled with weight loss myself when I was a kid growing up. So
Yeah,
I kind of like sympathize with a lot of people who are struggling weight. And for me, what helped the most was definitely focusing on hypertrophy training
yeah.
as well as eating low calorie dense foods. That was like the biggest two things that helped me maintain the shape I'm in.
Eating low calorie what?
Low calorie dense foods.
Okay.
Yes. So going back to hypertrophy training, I recommend anything between 8 to 12. Just starting out, full body, if you're just starting out. And this was like the optimal range for you to use type 2A muscle fibers actually. So that's actually gonna be the ones that are gonna be um, being trained to grow your muscle and actually break it down versus like a powerlifting program. You're not actually breaking anything down and recovering it. You're just you're just recruiting the fibers and then getting stronger. So you're not actually building anything from a powerlifting program. You want to build muscle because when you have muscle with resistance training, you're actually going to be able to increase your metabolism because muscle burns calories faster than fat
Yeah,
at a rate.
yeah. Now let me ask you this. Well, this is my problem. Well, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but we have this gym ego going on. So I actually don't lift with men. Because a lot of guys they keep increasing the weight, and next thing we know, we're doing 1, 2, 3 reps, and we're training for hypertrophy, not strength. But
Hmm.
everyone wants to get their bench up. They want to bench at 315s. It becomes like a competition for guys.
Yeah.
Do you find that problem in your generation with guys? Do you work out with guys? I'm just talking about normal guys who are not competing. And yeah, it goes two things. If you're eating on a calorie deficit, you're cutting weight. Of course, you won't be strong. When I was on prep with 4% body fat, my lifts were horrible, but I looked really good. But I'm not there to be strong, especially if you're eating like 0 calories, 0 carbs. What was your peak week like? Like in my coach, it's like for 2 weeks, we were on a fish diet, so 0 carbs. And then
Yeah.
the day of the competition, or the week before the competition, I had 4 ounces of water. And the day of the competition is when I actually, had carbs, But for the most part, low water and low or 0 carbs. Yeah.
So, for my peak week, I actually did the same thing that you did, almost similar. Cut out all carbs like in the last week, and then I started slowly reintroducing itself on Thursday and Friday, and no water as well, no sodium, no chewing gum even. But I was self-coached, so I kind of didn't know what I was doing all the way, so I had to research a lot of things by myself. But that's what I did, and I feel like I hit the mark. I don't know if I could have gotten any better or not. I want to see how things would turn out with a coach. Like, so anybody, even a fitness professional, could benefit from a coach, and that's like even the best of the best. Like if you look at the top Olympia guys, they all have a coach.
Yeah,
So
it's hard to be. You make the right decisions if your head's right, but if you're eating 0 carbs, you're not drinking as much. Your head is not
right,
really right. Your intuition
right.
is wrong because you crave that carb so bad. Like it's as I say, the bodybuilding is not healthy. It's aesthetic. It's gonna make you look good, but it's not really the healthiest thing.
Hmm.
So if you're trying to feel good and feel healthy, that's not bodybuilding.
No,
Bodybuilding is purely aesthetics. The judge doesn't care if you feel good. But yeah, it's definitely doable. But yeah, so answer my question: do you lift with people, or are you kind of like, do you get away from those? Like, how does okay? So a normal dude, like a guy who goes to the gym, um, I would recommend him. Hey, dude, it's not about the lifts. It's not about the pounds. It's about the 8 to 12 reps.
hmm
Getting the time under pressure, 45 seconds time under pressure, feeling the burn. So that when you break down that muscle, that's when you actually look bigger. Your muscles grow. So how do you advise people, you know, ego lifting? Because there's a lot of
yeah.
ego lifters out there. And then
So that,
how does one change the mindset? It's like, okay, the way I do it, it's like, I'm like, hey, dude, you're either going to impress your boyfriends or you want to impress your girls. So it's like, if you want to impress the guys, yeah, ego lift, you're not going to look big, but, all the boys are going to be cheering you on, like, oh, yeah, you're benching this much. Or if you want to impress the girl, they kind of prefer more of the aesthetics.
mm.
Yeah.
So like, at Crunch, we actually have something what's called a floor pull, and
Yeah.
then we just approach people and like kind of introduce themselves, and immediately just say you're
And
like
Crunch Fitness,
yeah, Crunch Fitness.
the gym,
So
okay.
that's where I work at, and immediately just introduce yourself, say you're a fitness professional, and like you start building like planting seeds and building rapport, and then they're more likely to trust you in what you have to say, because they know like you're the one that you're the professional in this field with the cert, and they know you're not gonna try to like just sell you something just for the sake of it. So once you build that trust, they're gonna more likely listen to you. But I guess if I'm talking to a random guy that's he doing, like it's either up to him for him to like take it or not.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you say you're gonna impress your boyfriend or girlfriend, like they might not take it the right way and still keep doing what they want to do. So it's all like an ego thing, I say. So that's really up to the person for them to decide. But you can give them the right information and encourage them. But it ultimately comes down to trust and rapport.
Okay, totally. So kind of like, yeah, they'll listen to you. Okay, so let's hit up more on weight loss, and then we'll go to you said the solution to weight loss is to go into hypertrophy training, and by doing hypertrophy, it kind of exchanges the calories are spent building muscle instead of gaining fat and hitting your macros of a high protein diet, right? And that's your solution to fat loss,
Yeah.
and as well as hyper. Now, let's talk about dieting and nutrition. You're in college. I'm sure. Do you pay for the cafeteria, or is it like do you have an option to not pay for it? So in the military, I work for the military. $450 of our paycheck is for spent in the cafeteria. They take it off our paycheck, you know. So I mean, actually, we get paid more. So we have our base pay, and then we get paid an extra for meals, but we don't get that extra pay. So unless we get married, then we get to keep all our, we call it, you know, basic food allowance, right? So that's $450 a month. So if I get married, I don't live in the base, and they pay us that full amount, and we can spend it to whatever. But in a sense, yeah, we are losing $450 because anyone who doesn't live in the base get to keep, they get an extra $450 on their paycheck, and they can spend it on healthier foods. When I was in prep, I was spending about $800 a month on food, like, you know, lean beef. I had a 93%, you know, sirloin. I had, you know, chicken. I had all these like lean, low sodium diet. And so how does dieting work, nutrition work for you as a college student? And how does one prep in the off season? Well, it's not really prepping if you're in off season, but how does one eat when you're in college at the same time maintaining within striking distance of, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a challenge, being on like a tight budget, but eating healthy could be cheap if you just know what foods to buy, and low calorie dense foods is definitely like the key to weight loss. So I'll prioritize a lot of like fruits and vegetables and protein, because all three things, they all, so protein will actually expand in your stomach, so it takes longer to digest. And then fruits and vegetables will provide the fiber, which also does the same thing. It expands in your stomach and tricks your brain to think that it's full when it's actually not. So those are all type of things you can incorporate in a diet or any kind of diet in order to maintain a lean weight. And that's what I've been doing, and in the past years I've been in college. And
Right. So basically, eat high fiber, high protein diet. It tricks your brain to think it's full, but you're eating less than, like, let's say you have like ice cream or like syrup or high, you know, high or very saturated, or yeah, very
calorie.
saturated fats or alcohol, for example, and all that. Okay, that's good. That's good. So, so what are your next steps now? So you're in school. Give us a roadmap. You're a junior there, or what are you?
I just finished on my sophomore year. I'm gonna go
Okay.
for my exercise science degree, and we'll see what happens in this field, because I'm gonna keep working and keep doing what I love. So
Totally. And you
yeah.
said you're at home. You're in hometown right now in Florida.
So this is where I'm just working. I'm
Okay.
working at Crunch, and my hometown's actually in Novi, Michigan.
Okay. That's why you go to you know, Michigan. The schools
Yeah,
there. Did you play any sports when you were in high school, or?
I was actually a wrestler, and I played football in
Oh
high
shit!
school.
Look at my ears, dude.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
I wrestled 130. So yeah. Yeah.
It's,
So were you more like a takedown guy or like
I
Ryan?
was a takedown guy, actually.
Yeah, dude, a lot of Asians are like takedowns. Like this one time, this guy, I've never been taken down. I wrestled this Asian guy. He took me down. I'm like, shit, I've never been taken down this season, right? I was ranked first, and but then I went on top. I tilted him. He was very easy to tilt, but like his takedown game was like on point. I'm like, wow, like, you know, great footwork, and but I guess I was just stronger that I was able to tilt him. And but that's awesome. What weight class did you wrestle at?
What's up?
What weight class did you wrestle?
I was 145, and then
Okay.
yeah, I still do 145. I still do club wrestling at state, not for the actual team, just for fun.
Yeah. I do something similar. So I help out the local high school, and then there's usually a bunch of graduates, like, or even college wrestlers that help out the kids. So yeah, there's like, we get mat time and stuff.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so what are your plans moving forward? So you're in college. You have 2 more years left. You're kind
mhm.
of staging your future towards being a personal trainer. You want to own your gym.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
what's your path like in the future?
we'll see about what happens. Like, I do definitely want to own my gym at one point, but the startup cost is way too high. So, might get a I might just go for a PT or PA degree, because I just need 3 more years of school after undergrad. So I'll have all the prerequisites to do that if I decide to. But the ultimate goal is to open up a gym.
Totally. So like, a doctor of physical therapy, and then dude, we got doctor. It's like first we started up with Chef Choi, and then now we got Doctor Choi. And how did Chef Choi come in about?
I don't know. It was kind of catchy. So like we actually used to
Yeah.
work in soup kitchen down in Detroit, and
Oh,
yeah, so I was the president for that club for around like 3 years, and then
okay.
I actually cooked for a lot of the homeless guys there and served food. So everyone started calling me chef, and then my last name's Choi, so that name kind of stuck and it's kind of catchy. So
That's good shit. Yeah, because Detroit, yeah, for those who don't know, like you go to the city of Detroit, it's abandoned for like 20, 30 years. So there's like, you'd find neighborhoods, like I'm talking like 30, 40 houses abandoned. Like, you know, it's a very, a lot of homeless people in Detroit for sure. So that kind of happens there.
right.
All right, so we summed it up. Thank you for your time here. We got the weight loss, hypertrophy training, and dieting and nutrition. And so you meal prep for when you're dieting in school. You just meal prep. You have a favorite
Yeah,
restaurant. You go to Walmart or
so
you
like
use
I
the
get
kind
off
of
work around 8, 9-ish, and then I'll go home and then I'll meal prep for the rest of the day. And then I'll go to bed and then I'll take it all to work. So like I just do it all in the night before, put it in the fridge, and then I'll go to work and then
yeah.
eat.
And where do you shop? Like you shop at any
So like
specific place? Or
Publix is down here, so that's where I would shop at. Do you know what Publix
yeah,
is?
so kind of like
It's kind of
Publix.
Joe's, but it's like pretty
Okay,
popular.
yeah, I've heard of Publix. Yeah, so it's like Trader Joe's, kind of like yeah. So it's kind of yeah pricier, but kind of more
Yeah.
organic, more real stuff. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, remember guys, the weight loss, his approach to weight loss is to go into hypertrophy training. Also, as a wrestler, he is very careful about, his main point of weight loss is macros in, macros out. So if your body needs this much calories, so let's say 2,000 calories to maintain, meaning you're going to gain 0 pounds and lose 0 pounds each day, you have a certain amount of protein, fat, and carb intake. He practices this thing called intermittent fasting, so he won't eat his first meal. So he wants, let's say, Labor Day, or excuse me, Memorial Day. He's gonna have barbecue. He's gonna drink. He's gonna do all that. He's not gonna eat till 5 p.m. But throughout the day, he's gonna kind of keep himself with coffee, and coffee also suppresses appetite, which is good. But it also has a little bit of calories depending if you add cream. He's gonna have gum. Basically, trick your mind into consuming things. You see something, you're chewing that gum and yeah, he's gonna pig out, but he's still within his macros. He's not gonna gain too much weight because one cheat meal can set you back 3 days of like perfect training. And so yeah, be careful here for Memorial Day, and hit that hypertrophy training, 8 to 12 reps, and diet and nutrition. Do it the night before. Shop at Publix. Anything else on out of this data you want to give? And give us a shout out to your company, like how does what type of people do you work with, or what do you specialize? You said you specialize in people wanting to lose weight. This is your plug. Put your plug right now.
So like I mean, I struggled with weight loss myself when I was a kid, and I figured out from years of research, growing up, figured out what works for me, and I've been incorporating to a lot of clients here in Florida too, and it's been working for them. So I can help you lose weight. I mean, I'm pretty good at that. So train
Yeah.
with me, bro.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I checked out this rep. Damn, we got to interview this guy. Is there anything else you want to say out there to the people, to the public?
I guess hit me a follow and DM me if you have any more questions.
Yeah,
Like
Instagram handle Chef Choi, CHEFCHOI. So thank you so much. Hope you have a wonderful Memorial Day, and good luck with your studies. It's very inspiring seeing a fellow men's physique. So yeah, peace out, guys. Flex it up.